Jason Kidd wants some more positivity.
What have you seen the difference in the dynamic, specifically with Luka and Kyrie when you're closing games?
I think maybe, Tim, maybe it's the things that you guys thought should have happened day one, is that they should be successful right off the bat. And it takes time. As you just mentioned, they're one of the best, if not the best, in clutch time. But that was a big thing you guys wanted to make a big deal about last year. But you're not making a big deal about it this year because going good, right? So write some positive.
I just asked you a question.
And I'm giving you an answer. We're only into this year. We can't go back to last year, right? Like, that's the problem. Have a good night.
I had a great night. Thank you so much, Jason Kidd. How about this for positivity? Look at where the Mavericks sit in the Western Conference. There are some things that could shake this up. Of course, the Denver Nuggets have Jamal Murray upgraded to questionable tonight against the Rockets. Anthony Edwards left last night's game with an injury, so potentially we could see all of this shift. But as I look at the way things stand in the Western Conference right now, Zach, who do you think is the best in the West?
If I don't say the Mavericks, is Jason Kidd going to yell at me?
He might.
Hey,
He might.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Denver,
Zach,
what are we doing? Why are we having this debate?
Zach,
Denver is not the best team in the West. All of a sudden, they won the championship last year. They have the best starting five in basketball. It's like the basketball gods created a starting five. Jamal Murray's been hurt, so they've slipped a little bit in the standings. Yeah, we got some questions about their bench and their young guys, and DeAndre Jordan somehow had 21 points the other night. No one knows how that happened. Denver. The answer is Denver. They are the clear favorite in the West. I will hear no other answers. I dispute anyone else.
I will hear other answers. Legs, what you got?
Well, let's be clear, okay? The way you interpret the question, Denver's the best team. Denver's going to be in the finals, barring some sort of injury.
Okay.
I'm trying to give love to the team that has played the best to this point, and that is the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm going to give them their love.
Great.
I'm going to give them their love right now.
Great.
They're 13-4. They're the number one rated defensive team in the league. They're significantly better offensively this year with those three guys on the court together. That was a massive problem for them a year ago. But Towns, Edwards, and Gobert have been pretty good offensively this year. They've gotten unexpected contributions from some other guys on this team. I think their depth is better than people thought. And they thought, look, last night was a big game, marquee game, top two teams in the West. And they played great last night, particularly when they had to. So I'm gonna give Minnesota their love now because it might be the last time I even consider them in this category.
They do play Denver tough.
That's what they're kind of built to, push Denver. I'll use the term push. Nudge Denver.
Well, Denver hasn't been that good on the road this season. Okay, they're really great at home. So, I want to respect the champions, and everybody's good in crypto, especially when it's the Clippers. But I want to give love to the Minnesota Timberwolves, but the Phoenix Suns for me. It's the Phoenix Suns. They sitting right there at that fourth spot, 2 games out of the first place spot in the Western Conference, and we have yet to even see the big three. Devin Booker and KD played 7 games together, and this team is right in the thick of things. One could argue that KD should be in the MVP conversation on what he's been doing. No problem. KD goes out. We saw what Devin Booker is doing. We have been raving and praising about his leadership and his growth as a facilitator and how he's been, taking his team on his shoulders. And I think about the others. Eric Gordon has been balling. Nurkic is finally finding his way. And the underrated part in this is Frank Vogel. Once you buy into Frank Vogel's system, his teams always be the ones in the thick of things, and I love what the Phoenix Suns are, and when they get healthy, they're going to be a bigger problem. So I'm showing all the love to the Phoenix Suns.
Zach said I can't call it the Elite 8, the engaging 8, the entertaining 8, the epic 8. Whatever the 8 are, the in-season tournament quarterfinals are set. As you can see here, the Bucks, they're going to host the Knicks, the Kings host the Pelicans Monday night, and then on Tuesday, the Lakers host the Suns, the Pacers host the Celtics, and the winners of each of these matchups, they're going to advance to the semifinals in Vegas on Thursday of next week. So Kendrick Perkins, it is that time. Who do you have advancing to Las Vegas, my friend?
Oh, I have the Kings for sure. I'm riding.
You have the Kings.
I have the Kings. I'm riding with Malik Monk and I also ride with De'Aaron Fox. I have the Celtics going, and I also have the Bucks going.
Okay, and you got one more. You got the Kings, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Suns, obviously, because you were high on them. All right, who you got?
I got the Suns beating. I got the Suns beating the Lakers. I got the Suns beating the Lakers.
I don't ride with anyone. I just make picks. I'm not riding with anybody. I'm going with all the same as Perk, except I'm still smelling something. I'm sensing something happening in New Orleans. I'm going to pick the Pelicans over the Kings, especially with CJ McCollum. And maybe we'll get lucky and trade Murphy the third. We'll come back.
All right, Legs, he's smelling something.
Perk and I have seen it the same way.
Okay.
Suns, Kings, Bucks, Celtics. And I think this might be 3 of these 4 teams in the conference finals as well. One of those Western Conference teams will be replaced by the Nuggets. But I think it's going to be Bucks, Celtics, and I think either the Suns or the Kings. Not going to shock me. One of those 2 teams.
None of y'all picked the Lakers advancing, but don't worry, they have I'm going to call it a big one tonight.
You about to pick them?
The Pistons.